Hello, my name is Kyle McMahon, and today we're going to read the story called The Delaware Dragon, and it's all about the first state of Delaware. Let's get started. Delaware was the very first state of this land. The people are friendly, the weather is grand, but up in the mountain, where altitude's high, there's talk of strange creatures frequenting the sky. Some folks say they've seen them. They're dragons, they say, but others say nonsense in this modern day. If creatures lived up there in some secret place, we'd surely discover a footprint or trace. But no, say the locals who claim dragons fly, for there are no footprints in clouds or the sky. 'Twas so long ago, before dinosaurs maybe, a gentleman hawk fell in love with a lady. The problem for them was the lady he liked was a lizard with scales on her back that were spiked. But they didn't mind, and their love was true, and the babies were gorgeous with traits from the two. The children could fly and swoop like their dad, with scales like the mama, for which they were glad. These babies grew strong and learned how to fly higher, astounding themselves on the day they blew fire. But with help from their parents, they figured it out to only spit fire with no one about. And as years rolled around, they met others like them. So they built a home which they called Dragon's Den. The fun-loving dragons were happy for years, flying and swooping without any fears. But people got rumors of this dragon's den and never went near it in case they ate men. The funny thing here, and really it's true, dragons are nice, vegetarians too. They do not eat meat and they do not eat fish, but freshly cut broccoli is their number one dish. This was so long ago, people misunderstood. It's okay to be different. In fact, it is good. But people were scared that the dragons would bite and called out the king to summon the knights. The king was reluctant and said with a sigh, "The people have spoken, the dragons must die." "Those dragons have never been trouble at all," said the knights who were fearful to answer the call. But the king was their boss, so they had to obey, and the knights headed off with the dragons to slay. Those big friendly dragons got quite the surprise when knights on white horses began to arrive. Then, forced into war, mighty battles took place. This unprovoked hunting was such a disgrace. And I'll tell you the truth, although dragons are kind, some knights returned home with a burnt behind. But the dragons were tired and hatched a plan to fly far away to find a new land. It had to be somewhere with mountains and clouds, away from the humans and hidden from crowds. With hearts that were heavy, the dragons took flight, fleeing their home under cover of night. They flew to the east for as long as they could, till they came to the sea and a new neighborhood. It was quiet and peaceful, and no knights were there. In the land they called home, we now call Delaware. They build a new den, as remote as can be, where no one can get to and no one can see. So now that you know that the story is true, here's a suggestion I'm sending to you. When the sun goes to bed and the moon rises high, peep through your window and look to the sky. And if you see a dragon that's blowing out fire, can you tap on your window? Tell him to go higher. For now they are settled in a new dragon's den. Let's leave them in peace so they don't move again. Here's a quiz on the Delaware Dragon. Question number 1. Why were people scared of the dragons? Question number 2. Were people right to be scared? Question number 3. Why did the king send the knights to fight? Question number 4. Why did the dragons fly to Delaware? Question number 5. What would you have done if you were the ruler back then? Thank you so much for listening to the story of the Delaware Dragons.